Hi, today I'm gonna show you how to make this triangle neck tube. Let's get started. You can use any yarn and any needle, but I'm glad I used this yarn because it's nice and soft. Cast on. Make 5 casts. After this, I'm gonna use different yarn because I noticed that it's a little bit tough to see by using this yarn. So I'm actually using pink yarn. It's actually more easier to see. Okay? There you go. As I told you, this yarn is much easier to see, so I am going to use this yarn. So the cast 5. Everybody start with 5 cast. 4 and 5. And next row, prep row. You just knit back and forth, not connecting yet. Okay? Prep row, slide 1 stitch, purlwise, which means yarn at front, just like that. Okay? Then yarn over. Then next CYO is closed yarn over, which is wrap and around. Then knit 1. CYO, which is close yarn over, like that. Okay? Regular yarn over is just like that, but close yarn over is wrap the needle. Then place the marker, knit 1. Then another marker. In mid of the marker, always 1 stitch. Then after the second marker, close yarn over again, then knit 1. And before the last stitch, close yarn over, then knit 1. This is the preparation row. Okay, so 4 stitch I increased. Okay, second from the first one and last one, also right outside of the marker. Now row 1, slide 1 stitch purlwise, the yarn out front. Then next is knit, so obviously yarn over, and there is yarn over in previous row, which is kind of awkward shape. It's gonna be V shape like that. It's a little bit tough to knit first, but take your time. Knit until the marker. Okay, this is the row 1. Knit until the marker. Okay, then slide the marker, knit 1 stitch in between marker, slide the marker, and here comes again closed yarn over in previous row, so it's kind of awkward shape again, and knit till end. Okay, and one before the last stitch, another closed yarn over in previous row, so knit there. It's a little bit hard to knit, okay, but knit the last one again. There you go. And this is the sweater I knitted before, as you can see, there is a hole. This is result of regular yarn over increase. Okay, if you do regular yarn over increase, there's gotta be hole, but I don't want this hole this time. That's why I use close yarn over technique. Now row number 2. Okay, again slide 1 stitch purlwise, then yarn over, then close the yarn over again, wrap the needle, then knit until the marker, and just before the marker you do close yarn over, then slide the marker and knit 1, then slide the marker again, then right after that closed yarn over and knit till last 1 stitch, then close yarn over, right there, close yarn over, wrapped, and knit last one. Okay, this is row number 2, and you actually have to repeat row number 1 and row number 2 until your desired length. Your desired length, which means enough length for your neck around. Okay, if you don't understand, please watch a little bit more, then you will figure it out what I'm trying to say. Okay, so again, repeat of row 1 and row 2. Row 1 you just pretty much knit straight, and row 2 you will increase 4 stitches right after the first stitch and right before the last 1 stitch, also just outside of the 2 markers. So again, row number 1 just knit straight, and row number 2 4 stitch increase, and you have to repeat, and then it's gonna be triangle shape. Okay, then you want to stop whenever you hit the desired length. Okay, and actually I'm showing you the close yarn over knit right here. It's a little bit awkward shape, so the row number 1 you have to be very careful, because sometimes you knit the wrong thread. Okay, and close yarn over previous row should be looks like that. So okay, and whenever you hit the enough length, you will connect both ends to make the 2. Okay, but before you connect, you must complete row number 1. Okay, and I'm actually telling you where I increase, which is right after the first one and before the last one, then just outside of the 2 markers, 4 stitches increase. Anyway, you have to finish row 1 before you connect both ends to make the 2. Okay, so I'm actually doing row number 2. I just did the closed yarn over and knit until the marker, and before the marker you do close yarn over, wrap the needle, and then knit 1. Those 2 markers outside, you have to increase. Then knit until last one stitch, then close yarn over, then knit one last stitch. Doesn't look like the triangle, but you will see it's gonna be look like a triangle. Okay, one more thing I want to tell you, if you don't want to make it two, you don't have to. You just have to knitting and knitting and knitting and just use as triangle, scarf or whatever. Okay, okay, so pink one, it doesn't look like triangle, but if you keep knitting, it's gonna look like triangle. Those two markers goes on top of the triangle. Okay, and how you're gonna connect? At the very bottom, there's the straight line. Those two ends you have to connect. Okay, and once you connect, no more increasing for those two ends, which means that's the size for your head and neck. So if you want to have the wider opening, you still have to keep knitting. Okay, and then after I connect, I'm gonna use just knitting. Okay, so if you don't like the knitting texture, you can use purl, but I'm gonna actually use knitting technique. Before you connect, make sure it fits you. Okay, this time I really want to make skinny neck tube, because when I take my dog out in wintertime, I don't like cold air comes in from my neck. So but sometimes the people likes kind of big chunky neck tube, but this time I'm gonna make it smaller, so it's really up to you. Anyway, let's connect two ends, and I think I'm gonna use the magic loop technique. If you don't know how to do the magic loop, please check my description box. I will put the link. Okay, body preparation row. Connect both ends. No more increasing at the beginning and ending. Okay, just around the two markers in the middle. So knit till marker. Okay, and this time I'm gonna use just regular yarn over, because I kind of want to have different texture. If you want to keep closed yarn over, that's fine, but I'm gonna use regular yarn over. So knit last one before the marker. Okay, then you will increase, not the closed yarn over, not this time, just the regular yarn over. Okay, then yarn over. I just want to make sure, and slide the marker and knit mid stitch, then slide marker again, then yarn over again. Okay, always before the marker and right after the marker you do yarn over, and knit until the begin marker. This is preparation row, just to connect. Make it two. And do you remember the before the connect, you finished with the row 1, which is knit pretty much straight. So this preparation row, you have to do the increasing, which is only 2 stitch increase from now on. Just before the marker and after the marker. So the head and neck opening, it stays the same size. Okay, just that the length is kind of increasing around the triangle area. Okay, so now body row number 1. Just all knit. Again, I want to use the little opening, yarn over technique this time. So I'm gonna just use all knit, and there's gonna be hole from now on. Here comes marker. I did the yarn over in previous row, so I knit there, then slide the marker and knit 1, slide the marker, and there you go, yarn over in previous row, and just knit and keep knitting until the end. And this time, again, there is a hole where I did the yarn over this time, because I'm not using the closed yarn over like before. And sometimes, people say, oh my god, what am I gonna do? There's a hole. But this is the texture I want, so it's really up to you. Okay? Body row number 2. Knit until you hit the marker. Okay, just knit until you hit the marker. And it's easy from now on. Before the marker, you have to do yarn over, regular yarn over. Okay, just bring the yarn from back to front. That's regular yarn over, and knit 1, slide the marker, and yarn over from back to front. Then just keep knitting until end. So for the body, you have to repeat body row number 1 and row number 2 until your desired length. Pretty much it. Okay? It's super easy. And I just want to make sure. So the row number 1, knit straight. Row number 2, increasing row. Okay? And you just repeat row number 1 and row number 2 until your desired length. And at the back, it's gonna be thick, and the bottom kind of triangle part, it's gonna be longer. Okay, but the wideness is the same already. Okay, because I'm not increasing at beginning and ending. There you go. I did quite long. And again, whenever you want to finish, you have to complete on number 1, row number 1. Okay? And I'm gonna actually make purl row after this, because if I finish like this, the edge will curl up, and which I don't like it. So I'm gonna use the purl stitch. Okay, finish row number 1, purl to marker. Okay, and as you can see, I'm gonna use the close yarn over technique. So just make purl until the marker. And your working yarn is out front. I'm just showing you the hole, but you know, for the ending, I don't want to have that hole, so I'm gonna use the close yarn over technique. Your working yarn is out front, and just front to back is just a regular yarn over, but you have to wrap just like that and come out front again like that. Then make purl, slide the marker, and one more closed yarn over like that, and purl until end. And finish row number 2 is all purl. And I just want to show you where the increasing place. Okay, right here. This is already finishing row number 2. And closed yarn over. I want to use back loop instead of the front loop. Okay, it's hard to show you, but the back of the loop and back from the back like that. Okay, so the needle point goes same way, and then flip back. Okay, it's hard, and yeah, then make a purl. It's gonna be closed. Then slide the marker and purl one there, and slide the marker, and again this is the close yarn over. Use the back loop instead of the front, and then kind of from back you have to pick the thread. The needle point goes to same direction. Then purl one there, then purl till end. Then after this you will have a cast off, or you can do a couple more times. It's really up to you. So cast off, because you use the purl stitch, you will do the purl cast off all the way around, and pretty much it. And again, if you keep making wider and longer, it will look like a poncho. And I actually made poncho type, so I will show you actually later. And if you know basic of how to knit the triangle, it's gonna be so much fun, because you can make big poncho, or you know, just a triangle scarf with the lacing stitch. So it's actually really worth to, you know, try. And I didn't want to use any, you know, the difficult stitch like, you know, the cabling or anything, because the yarn itself is beautiful and many colors. So I think, you know, for me this is good, and this looks like that. I just love it. The quality of the yarn, it's so soft and warm. Okay, so it looks like this. Okay, at the very bottom it's a purl. Obviously the back is the knit, and top part I use the close yarn over, so there's no hole, but from the mid there's a, you know, hole and different texture. And this is the one I knit before, much bigger size and different type of the yarn, so you can see the lacing design really well. Okay, a lot bigger poncho. So the neck opening is quite bigger than what I just knit. Okay, and one more thing I want to show you. If you use different type of the yarn, it looks like this. Okay, it's completely same pattern. It's beautiful. And this is the poncho as well. There you go. That big. This time I made the short neck too, but I knitted it big poncho like that. It's really nice design, and I really like that triangle part. Okay, so maybe you should start with the neck too. It's gorgeous. That's about it. Enjoy knitting!